everybody, and welcome to our Backlash 2023 predictions. My name is Adam Pacitti, joined by my busy pal, Andrew Hodkinson. We have made the decision to retire the Cultaholic Heavyweight Champion and institute a brand split of our own, and the launch of two new Cultaholic Championships. We are Team WWE.
Yes!
You will meet Team AEW in short order. We will be debuting a new Cultaholic WWE Championship with the winner to be crowned at Night of Champions, just like WWE. How are you feeling about the whole thing, Andrew? Are you excited?
I'm feeling good about Backlash. I'm feeling good about Night of Champions. Not only is a champion going to be crowned within WWE, but there's also going to be one crowned within Cultaholic, and I cannot wait.
And you're also feeling good about us being pals.
We're
Come
pals
on,
again.
I don't have to be horrible anymore. Let's do the predictions. We are kicking things off with Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Now, this probably isn't going to go on first. It might even go on last. We don't know. They haven't announced the main event yet, but we're going to put it on first because we're mental. Who have you got on mine?
I've got nobody.
What?
Literally nobody at all. This is going
to
a no contest, I think. I think we go to a no contest, and then we push it even further, maybe even to Night of Champions. I think I feel like this is in a bit of a weird position in terms of, like, if Cody doesn't win and we put him on the back foot again, yes, we can, like, mirror what his dad did. His dad was always down and out for the longest time before he got the title that he always wanted. Well, apart from the WWE title. Never mind about that one. The whole story. But, like, to keep him on the back foot, you could just, like, replay the story of Dusty Rhodes. We all know that Cody loves Dusty Rhodes. Obviously, it's his dad, but he loves the story. He loves to tell the story. So I could see them going that way. But at the same time, I feel like it's a different era, and fans might just, like, turn like that if we keep him on the back foot like that. I mean, Brock, you've also got the problem, I feel like, that Brock Lesnar, who feels like one of the biggest, baddest bosses within WWE, if you beat him, then, like, who else left is there to then lose to?
Just Roman, isn't it? Like, stepping up from Brock, it goes Brock and then it goes Roman.
Yes.
So I think that's a fair point.
So I can see this going to a no contest. That obviously everything's been heated for over the past few weeks. They've wanted to get, like, embroiled and just fight it out together. We've had security out trying to hold them back. I think I can see that happening here. They roll out of the ring, they go, like, way up up the ramp and into the back, and it's a 10 count, and then maybe we go to Night of Champions where we have something more definitive, like a steel cage where no one can get out. We gotta finish it, climb up. Cody can do some mental moonsault off the cage and win everybody back, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And so that's where I'm going. I know it's obviously fantasy booking, but I feel like going to a no contest might be beneficial within this feud.
I can totally see that. I think that's a good shout. I'm going Brock.
Yeah.
I'm going Brock. Simply because I think, they do want to keep Cody on the back foot, and you're completely right in saying there's nobody up from Brock, is there? There's no step up for Cody. So I think Brock's going to win this one, but I think we're going to get a repeat in Saudi Arabia. I think it's going to be Brock's night here, and then Cody wins in Saudi Arabia, and then they might even do a third so they're not tied. Cody then becomes the man of the 3-match streak. Like, he did it with Seth, obviously. And I think that might be his thing. But they just got to kill time until WrestleMania next year. Cody shouldn't be going after the new World Heavyweight Championship because that's not the story that they need to tell. So you need to find lots and lots of stuff for Cody to do. He could do with another injury.
He could do with another injury.
To kill 6 months and then come back all beat up and then beat Roman.
Or we just kill time until we get to Money in the Bank, and maybe he picks up the briefcase and then he can...
I don't like him winning the briefcase, personally.
I do want LA Knight to win the briefcase. I'm just throwing that in.
You want LA Knight?
I want LA Knight in there. But regardless, I think it's going to be a no contest. But you're going for big broccoli Lesnar.
We will see.
Next up for the Raw Women's Championship, we have Bianca Belair defending her title against the genius of the Sky, Miss Io Sky herself. Who are you going to go for, Adam?
I think it would be foolish not to go for Bianca here. I think if Bianca was going to drop the title anytime soon, it would have happened at WrestleMania. I don't think she'll drop it before SummerSlam, which isn't to say that I don't think Io deserves that title. Bianca's reign has been long, but I would argue that it's not been that entertaining. And Io is so unbelievably talented that I would like to see it in fresh hands, to be honest. But I'm going with my head over my heart thing, because although the fans love Io Sky, we both stand here loving Io Sky, the work that she's done, I don't think WWE necessarily feel the same way in that they think she's ready for a women's world title reign. So I think it would be foolish to bet against Bianca. I'm sad about it. Who are you going for?
I'm also going to go for Bianca Belair. A little bit predictable, I guess. I would love to see Io with the belt, as you sort of just said. I think if we're not doing great things with Damage Control as a faction, as a unit, why not do great things with Damage Control, where Io has the belt and then we get great triple threat matches with her, Bayley, and Dakota Kai, or singles matches, push Kai a little bit further as well in this whole thing. Also, I do believe that WWE want to continue Bianca's reign at the moment, surpass Becky Lynch, and I also think it's going to be weird with the titles going over to SmackDown anyway, because obviously Bianca is now in this whole sort of the journey to become the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion. So it's going to be weird when it goes to SmackDown. We'll see what happens there, but I do think that they want to keep the belt on Bianca so they can run a Charlotte Flair and Bianca match down the line. So yes, I'm going to go for Bianca Belair. Sorry, Io.
Yeah, well, what do you see them doing with the women's title? Just while we're on it here, because do you think they just do the swap them over thing? Because last time that was awkward because one got chucked to the floor.
Exactly. I think Tom's made some really good points, and I think they might just rename the titles, maybe even introduce some new women's championships.
Ooh,
and
you reckon?
Yeah, and just rename them like the Universal Women's Championship and the World's Women's Championship.
They now feel out of place. I'd love to see some redesigned women's titles.
Yeah.
Sorry, just going off topic on this video.
Straight off topic, right, yeah.
Because now you've got Roman with those two. One of them's blue, one of them's not red. And then you've got the new World Heavyweight title. I think now is the time to probably retire the colours, isn't it?
And then and then it leaves out for the whole awkward exchange and further on down the line in the draft.
Because it doesn't matter which one's red, which way, because there won't be a red one. Anyway, moving on. Next match. Next up, it is triple threat time as your United States champion Austin Theory defends against both Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. Who have you got and why?
I can see it going one of two ways, right? I can see, obviously, we've got Theory and Bobby Lashley heading over to the SmackDown brand. The IC champion Gunther has gone over to the Raw brand. So I can either see Austin Theory or Bobby Lashley winning this one.
It's between those two, isn't it? Sorry, Bronson.
Sorry, Bronson.
You're done, pal. You're on the wrong brand.
And I think this is why it's going to be Austin Theory, because we see that Bronson and Bobby have just like, they've been at loggerheads. They've been at loggerheads, like when they've got together in the arena, it's been chaotic. It's like sprawled out everywhere. I think Theory's going to capitalize on that. Let those two big beefy boys batter each other, roll in the ring and pick up like a little surprise victory, because he is sort of out of his depth a little bit amongst these two giants in this match.
And he's a heel, so that means he should win against the two giants, of course.
Exactly. And I also think that with Bobby also going down to SmackDown, I feel like they're going to push him up into a match against Roman Reigns in the title picture.
Little stopgap feud there.
Yes.
Yeah, fair. You know what? When we started recording, I was going to say Austin Theory too.
Oh.
I'm changing.
Oh.
I'm changing, right? Because it is between Theory and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
I think Austin Theory is winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, right?
Again?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I genuinely think he's going to do it 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think Bobby Lashley is going to win this here. So it gives something to do for Bobby there. And then Austin Theory, he's all pissed off and he wins Money in the Bank yet again. And everybody's very, very upset about it. And so I'm going to go Bobby.
Wow.
No, because I think it's going to be Theory still. I'm fantasy booking. I've done myself in here again.
It's all right.
I'm going to follow it. No, I'm going to go Bobby. I'm going to go Bobby. Go on. It gives Bobby something to do. He's a little bit lost at the moment, perhaps. Obviously, the Bray Wyatt feud didn't happen. So Bobby Lashley, US champion, fantastic stuff. Yeah, all right. Let's do it. Big Bob. Big Bob.
Next up should be the main event, really. It's the match we've all been waiting for. The build has been long. it has been beautiful. Seth Rollins versus Omos. Who are you going for, Adam?
Seth, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, with Omos, there's a bit of doubt in my mind here. Maybe Omos could do it, because Omos is one of the very few people who have been announced as a free agent. He's got the Brock Lesnar treatment here. He's got the Logan Paul treatment. He's got the Von Wagner treatment. So part of me thinks, oh, okay, maybe they give him a win over Seth Rollins, who is on fire right now.
Yeah.
They're going to give him a win, and probably going to end up as the World Heavyweight Champion as well. Seth, not Omos, by the way. I wish. So maybe they give Omos a bit of momentum, so he looks a bit more imposing, a bit more of a threat, with him being a free agent. So it feels like a bigger deal when he turns up on wherever he does turn up. So part of me thinks that, but also it's Omos.
Yeah.
And it's Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And Seth shouldn't be losing to Omos. You've always got MVP in there. Like, it could make things interesting. I guess this match is absolutely bonkers, isn't it?
Yep.
Who you got?
I'm going to go for Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I think WWE are very much pushing him to be the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And I think like all that momentum has to build towards Night of Champions. He is so over with the crowd right now. And I think a loss to Omos might... Like, Omos is a giant, a monster, yes. He doesn't necessarily feel like that because all he ever ends up doing is squashing jobbers.
He squashes jobbers and then he loses at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, and I think... Oh, go on.
Seth's so over that I would argue still that it won't hurt him. Fans will probably actually just end up rallying behind him more because he lost to Omos. Is a weird situation there. Sorry, carry on.
No. I think that's right as well, because you could have like a similar thing with Cody where you put Seth on the back foot and have him not necessarily be the underdog, but have some doubt in people's minds that he might be able to do it, and then he does finally get like the big win at Night of Champions and is crowned the World Heavyweight Champion. But I do ultimately think that it might hurt Seth a little bit, and that's why I'm going to say Seth Rollins to win this one. He's going to leap up like Mario. He's going to go like Mario. He's got to take some mushrooms before this match so he can grow bigger and stomp Omos in the head.
Genius. Next up, your SmackDown Women's Championship is on the line as Rhea Ripley defends against Zelina Vega. Who have you got and why?
It's brutality time. Rhea Ripley, she always says that.
She does, in that voice.
Rhea Ripley, phenomenal match at WrestleMania. There's still plenty more in the tank. We're going to see some phenomenal matches. Not that this is not going to be a phenomenal match. I think Zelina's really stepped it up over the last few weeks, and she feels like, I think, a believable babyface for someone who I think is almost like her character feels it's quite hard to turn Zelina Vega face because she's been heel for the longest time, right?
Totally.
And I think the LWO stuff has done wonders for a lot of superstars, and to get the Legado del Fantasma over as well, and also Zelina Vega. And I actually genuinely can't wait to see this match because Zelina is someone who we've not seen wrestle very frequently, very often. And I think she's going to surprise a lot of people. I think the whole, like, her being in Puerto Rico is going to, like, really put the adrenaline in her, and she's going to pull off an amazing match.
I agree. You know what? I thought when the LWO formed, I was like, okay, this is going to be short-lived.
Yeah.
They've not really won many, I know Zelina beat Sonya, didn't she?
Yeah,
They've not been winning, basically. But this is the biggest match of her career. The fans, despite the fact that the LWO lose pretty much every match, they're super into the LWO.
They are.
And I see it going further than I think WWE initially planned. However, that doesn't mean that they're going to have Rhea Ripley drop the belt to Zelina Vega, but this will help get Zelina over, and that's the most important thing here. I think getting Zelina over as a babyface, they've got off actually to a really decent start, which you're totally right, I didn't see coming because Zelina has been a heel for a long time, and she works tremendously well in that role, but actually people are getting behind her. But also, it would be totally bonkers to have Rhea Ripley drop the title to Zelina Vega. Nothing against Zelina, but Rhea Ripley, why would you possibly take the belt off of Rhea? They just won't. They won't. But Zelina's going to look good, and I think that's a win for WWE overall.
Yeah.
So yeah,
nice. Rhea.
There you go.
Big Rhea. Aye. Next up in a San Juan street fight, we have Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. Adam, who are you getting for in this one?
San Juan.
I am very good.
Noise.
Yeah.
In this San Juan street fight, I'm going for Bad Bunny. Damian Priest is expendable, essentially, against Bad Bunny. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be interference all over the shop. I think it's going to be really, really fun. It's a match that sort of protects Bad Bunny in a way, because you can just have all the plunder, all the shenanigans, good sort of attitude era style match I think is coming. And I think Bad Bunny, because he's such a fan and because that passion comes through the screen so well, in this sort of match he'll especially thrive, where there's just so much to do, so many opportunities. But yeah, Bad Bunny's going to win. Big babyface pop, obviously, for Bunny.
Definitely. I absolutely agree. I think Bad Bunny's going to win. And not only, as you said, does it protect Bad Bunny, it also protects Priest too, with all the shenanigans that can happen in this match. Like, I don't think anybody comes off worse.
It's like, just a laugh, isn't it, this match?
It's just a laugh.
Could just call it, it's a big laugh street fight.
No, and also, obviously, I do believe that Bad Bunny said on Raw, or Smack, I can't remember which one, but he was like, I'm not hosting anymore, it's street fight time. So, like, I feel like maybe a big draw for a lot of people was that Bad Bunny was going to be the host of this thing, and maybe hope to see him, but to put him in this match.
It's a bigger draw. Seeing him in action?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
sure.
That's it. That's what I mean. And to see him in action, I think, you know, again, hometown crowd, I think he's going to absolutely excel, and I think he's going to win this one. It would be silly not to send the people home. If this is the main event, which has been sort of like speculated as it very well could be, I think you send the people home happy with a Bad Bunny victory.
I love him, you know.
He's so good.
You know what? I'm so out of the loop on anything pop culture.
Yeah.
When he first came about, I was one of those people who's like, oh, who's that? And then I looked and it's like, oh, okay, he's quite a big deal.
Yeah, he's a big deal, yeah.
And then you see him do his thing, and you can just tell when people are having so much fun.
Yeah.
Because he's such a fan, you have fun watching him have fun. I think he's a great babyface. I'm very much rooting for him. And what's your favourite Bad Bunny song before we move on?
That one there where he talks about
main event time.
Yeah.
And it is your main event. Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn taking on the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy, and Jay, the Usos. Who have you got and why?
The ones are going all the way down there to this lovely carpet we are standing on right now.
Stained.
I think it's very stained. The baby faces, I think, are going to pick up the victory. Now, we know that the Bloodline took out RK Bro, Matt Riddle, and Randy Orton. I think Riddle needs redemption for that. And we also know that the Bloodline are going over to SmackDown. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Riddle are on Raw. And I think this is a definitive way to maybe just like finish this whole chapter within the Bloodline story. I also think this is where, and we've said this for the longest time, for years at this point, this is the catalyst for the Usos being excavated from the island of relevancy. So I'm going for the babyfaces to pick up the win.
Yeah, I'm going with the babyfaces as well. I can't figure out if this is going to be the main event or if it's going to be the Bad Bunny match. It could even be Cody and Brock. I have no idea. But I'm going with the babyfaces here because I do think they're going to be sending the crowd home happy. For sure. So I'm betting on this match maybe being main event, but also because I think that they will win anyway. Wherever it is on the card, essentially, I think the babyfaces are winning. There's massive, heaps of storyline ramifications here, especially if one of the Usos takes the pin, which they will do.
I think that's going to happen.
So yeah, I'm going for the baby faces. It's, you know what, I'm quite enjoying the Bloodline stuff just sort of ticking over in Roman's absence. I think they're doing a pretty decent job of it. I'm looking forward to the brand split, like fully taking effect. Sorry, the draft fully taking effect, because it'll freshen it up even more. This does feel a bit maybe stopgappy, but I've actually quite enjoyed it.
Me too. And I think there's been, I mean, recently, especially with sort of, you know, Solo and Paul being more in talks with Roman and the Usos not being able to get in contact with him whatsoever. They've really been pushing Solo, and it's so good to see. Like, I'm so happy that they've allowed Roman.
Really protecting him.
I say they've allowed Roman to step back. Roman obviously wanted to sort of step back and take some time off, but it's been great for Solo Sikoa at the same time.
Because now he's one of the big focal points of the whole thing. So actually, Roman's absence has really benefited Solo Sikoa. I totally agree with you.
Definitely.
I think it'll look at one point like he's got the win. I think it's going to.
That's what I think.
I think it's going to get messed up. The Usos are going to let the side down. It's all a bit bizarre because the Usos were announced for the draft separately, but then just drafted to the same brand. And I really did think that they were going to split them up. Yeah,
it's mind games to make them think, well, you're not really part of the bloodline, are you? After all, after everything that's gone on. I think it's great. I know a lot of people are sort of getting sick of it a little bit after what happened at WrestleMania, but I do think the payoff is going to be worth it. I think we're going to get some great matches.
I hope so, because I do still think that Cody should have won at WrestleMania. No sour grapes or anything. What happens. But I'm still enjoying the Bloodline story and it continuing. And you know what? Had Cody won and the Bloodline just gone away for a bit, I'd have been like, oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's all right. Maybe we should just trust the process,
Trust the process.
Fed good. Right. That is us. We will be live on Saturday night for Backlash reactions. You can set a reminder right now. There is a link in the pinned comment below. We would love to see you there. And then moving forward a little bit, we will be crowning the first ever, in fact, Cultaholic WWE champion.
Woo.
Hope they don't sue us for that. Didn't really think about them.
They'll be fine.
That'll be all right.
Figure it out. Yeah, fed good. After all, fed good.
So we will do that at Night of Champions as well. But we'd love to see you there. If you're going to the show in Puerto Rico, have a good time. If not, come and watch it with us. Take care of yourselves. We're best pals.
Best pals. Yay!
Father and son. See you in a bit.